boxers coming in, professional boxers or men coming in. Those days are over, aren't they?
Thank goodness.
But it wasn't easy. The first woman to enter the 1994 Golden Gloves in New York had to disguise her identity so that the commission wouldn't know she was a woman. That groundbreaking woman is Deidre Hamaguchi, a high school physics teacher in Manhattan. Gleason's gym is a long way from Dee's alma mater, Yale University.
Did you think when you were at Yale that you would ever be doing what you're doing for a hobby?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I can remember having this long debate with a good friend of mine about the cons of boxing. She took the pros of boxing, I took the cons of boxing side. I had every argument for why it was not a good thing to do.
But for Dee, boxing was a passion that got a hold of her and wouldn't let go. Every day she rides the subway from school to Brooklyn, a 50-minute trip. The long ride gives her time to grade papers, make class plans, and to think about her next pro fight. Yet, at the end of the day, the routine does take its toll.
Some days at school are tougher than others, so then when I get to the gym I'm really tired, but you know, I just force myself to get changed and start the workout, and then my energy level will pick up again. You know, but then I'm really tired by the time I go home on the subway.
But Dee's dedication to the sport outweighs the long days and inconveniences. Sure, boxing's a hobby, but it's also a passion. As for what made her choose Gleason's, the answer is simple.
So I come to Gleason's gym because it's the biggest gym in New York City. It's, you know, world famous Gleason's gym. That's where all the big boxing guys come when they have to get ready for a fight in New York. But besides that, I mean, my trainer's here. If my trainer wasn't here, I wouldn't be coming to this gym. Lennox Blackmoore has been training professionals and amateurs for a number of years.
Blackmoore trains with Dee 5 days a week and literally doesn't pull any punches just because she's a woman.
I put Dee through the same training session as a man. A lot of body work, hit the bag, a lot of rounds, and she hold her own.
And holding your own is what the sport is all about. When Dee steps into the ring, says Blackmoore, he doesn't see her as a school teacher or a woman taking on a man's sport. He sees her as a boxer.
You know, boxing is a sport with a lot of heart. To get in the ring and fight, you gotta got a lot of heart. And I know she had a heart because she used to be a swimmer first, then she used to be a judo ex-champion. So I know she had a heart.
And Blackmoore soon learned she had a pretty good punch as well. But like any boxer, she needed the discipline of training.
What is her strongest point and her weakest point?
Dee's strong point is she's a very aggressive fighter. Very aggressive fighter. And she do a lot of counter punching. She's a very good counter puncher. And her weakest punch, she don't like move her head. She doesn't want to fight. She want to stay there and fight. Stay there and taking unnecessary punches. You know? But otherwise, Dee's a very good fighter.
Dee has had 6 professional matches so far, but she's yet to win one. At this point, some people may throw in the towel, but not Dee. Undaunted, she trains hard for an upcoming bout in Nevada, a professional showdown that she's determined to win. Today, Deidre Hamaguchi is getting ready for her next fight in Nevada. She'll fight Stephanie Dobbs, who she has already lost to twice. This time, it's do or die for this Yale graduate.
What'd your family say when you started boxing? What was their reaction?
I think my family was pretty shocked at first, you know, when I said I taking up boxing. But, you know, they adjusted to it. They had to deal with me doing judo for over 2 decades, so it's not that much further of a leap from judo to boxing. They're always 100% behind me every fight. You know, we talk before, they wish me the best. Talk afterwards, I tell them how it goes. You know, send them the email them some pictures if I get some pictures. I get a big kick out of that.
Now that you've got some fights under your belt, Dee, and you're getting more comfortable in the ring, what are your goals in continuing to box? What are your goals?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, it's a little tough for females to really map out, you know, a plan to, a path to glory, so to speak. But, you know, of course, I would love to be world champion at 100 pounds because I think that's my real fighting weight. You know, I fought as high as 114 pounds, but that was just so that I could actually get some fights in. But really, you know, I should go down 100 pounds to compete at my best, I think. As long as I see myself improving from fight to fight, you know, that's satisfaction.
You got a later start than a lot of people. You're 38 years old. You're fighting someone that's 22. Is that a pro or a con?
I don't think age really doesn't mean anything. You know, I've taken really good care of myself over the years. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I try to eat healthily. I try to address any potential injuries before they occur, you know, by doing a little smart weight training. So like I said, it's really, if I see myself stopping in the ring, I mean, I hope it's because it'll be completely by choice and not because I'm forced to by some horrible injury. No, I don't see age as any kind of detriment whatsoever. If anything, I have a lot of experience.
Nevertheless, Dee is training with a ranked boxer in a heavier class. It's hard work, but she finally feels ready. In Laughlin, Nevada, Dee meets her opponent.
First, in the red corner, weighing in at 103.5 pounds, here is Stephanie All Action Dobbs. Her opponent in the blue corner, weighing 103.75 pounds, here is Deidre Hamaguchi. Hamaguchi is over.
The action is fast and furious. This isn't a training session. It's the real thing. But during the first round, Dee does more than hold her own.
Good shot combination and down. Down goes Dobbs. Hamaguchi dropping Dobbs here midway through the first round.
Dobbs is in trouble again from that right hand. There it is again. There is no feeling out process in this battle, and the crowd's loving it.
This is what you need in a 4-round fight. You put that 10-8 in the bank, as it appears has been done by Deidre Hamaguchi.
Round 1 goes to Dee, but it didn't come easy, and she's willing to take all the advice she can get. Meanwhile, Dobbs wants payback.
Round number 2 of once again is a scheduled 4-rounder. Dobbs looking to equalize things, coming out very fast here in round number 2.
Definitely better head movement, better upper body movement by Dobbs so far here in round 2.
Hamaguchi, perhaps because of the knockdown, is getting suckered into fighting Dobbs' fight right now.
Really setting down her right hand, Hamaguchi. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets a little, spint here in this fight because she's just throwing so much with each shot. With a nice right hand by Hamaguchi.
And you could tell somewhat that Hamaguchi studied the last tape because she's really taking advantage.
Round 2, both boxers land equally tough punches. We'll see how the judges call this one.
Second half of a scheduled 4-round.
In round 3, both boxers are visibly tired, and it's hard to tell which way this fight is going to go.
Defense, we're not seeing a whole heck of a lot of that, but it makes for a great fight with these two just going back and forth.
Hamaguchi, nice right hand lead followed by a left hook by Hamaguchi. The jab, though, really being the ticket right now for Stephanie Dobbs.
Yeah, and she's now backing Hamaguchi up.
It's been a long, hard road for Dee. Should she stumble now, it could be over.
Just about 20 seconds to go here, and already this is setting up for Dobbs Hamaguchi 3. Dobbs finishing strong here at the end of the third, but Hamaguchi not content to let her off the hook.
Dobbs feels confident, but is it just for show?
Fourth and final round, Deidre Hamaguchi and Stephanie Dobbs. Dobbs down in the first round. Momentum certainly shifting her way. I've got it 1 point right now for Hamaguchi, 29-28, having the second round.
This is the moment that Dee's been waiting for. The moment when she needs to put into practice everything she's learned at Gleason's.
She's just fighting through the fatigue, though.
She's not following the instructions from Lennox Blackmoore either. Lennox wanted to see more stick and move out of her, feeling that they had that 10-8 round. Now box Stephanie. Stephanie turns her back there. 35 seconds to go in the fight right now. In a round that's still somewhat up for grabs, perhaps a slight edge to Hamaguchi here. Oh, and a head snap back here. Tough ending the call here. Just let them battle it out. What a fight!
Judge Carol Castellano scores it 40-35, all to the winner by unanimous decision, Deidre Hamaguchi. Hamaguchi.
Back in New York, Dee's just another commuter. But for a meaningful moment in that ring in Nevada, she won her first bout as a professional boxer. It's a moment she won't soon forget.
The best thing about boxing, I think, is just feeling like you're completely in control in the ring and getting your moves to work. You know? That's a payday right there. You know, landing the combinations that you've been working on. You throw it 1,000 times on the bag, and then finally it works once in the ring when you're sparring, and that's it. That's your payday. That was made all those other workouts worth it. It made all the other hard times and the times where you're just aggravated or frustrated or just felt like giving up. It makes all of that worth it.
Another Gleason's champ. And who knows, maybe someday her picture will be on the wall.
As you can see, there's much more to boxing than just knockouts. It's about heart, passion, and desire. And if you want to fight, you're always welcome at Brooklyn's Gleason's Gym.